You can get an amazing magical eye from Volo that lets you detect invisibility permanently. You do have to sacrifice one of your real eyes though, and I could see a lot of people missing out on this as the scene is pretty gruesome. Definitely more gruesome than the hag removing your eye, as Volo performs a lobotomy on you and ends up knocking out one of your eyes. But there's no permanent brain damage, and the only negative that I can think of is your whole party disapproves of the action, and you have a different looking eye, but if you don't want that on your main character, you could always toss it on a companion, I'm sure. And for those of you that don't know, this procedure of lobotomy was actually performed in the 1950s. It's pretty crazy, as they used it to just treat headaches on kids, and they were basically just giving them brain damage without magical seeing eyes. So after meeting Volo in Emerald Grove, you'll find him captured by the goblins in the goblin camp. You'll find him inside the goblin stronghold on the east side of the building, and once you convince his captor to let him go, then you'll find him in your camp soon after. I'll leave the scene in there for anyone that's interested in seeing it. It is pretty gruesome though, but it does have some comedy in there as well. And that's just one of many of the permanent buffs that you can get in the game, but this one is definitely one of the better ones. Take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one.
My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems quite actionable. It's not too deep, just behind the orbital socket. I could attempt an extraction. I've a needle in my tunic, after all.
Volo carefully holds one of your eyes open and begins to prod uncertainly with the needle.
Don't fidget. The needle must slip behind your eye, not through it.
The needle finds the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowns and begins to push. Pain shoots through your body as the needle snags on your optic nerve.
It's crazy.
I think I have it.
It's
The
worse than the
needle
witch.
seesaws back and forth, plucking the nerve like a harp string.
Oh, bother. There's some obstacle in the way. I shall need a more robust implement.
Volo carefully withdraws the needle from your eye. Then, reaching into his bag, he produces an ice pick.
Oh god.
Volo slowly brings the ice pick closer.
Sorry, it's just
to
reading
your
a book in the
eye.
background.
Now,
Like nothing's
Don't.
going on.
move.
Cold metal presses against the skin
Everyone
beneath your brow.
disapproves.
And then, tap, tap, stab.
Jesus. He's gonna
You
kill me.
feel that? Ha! I think we have the blighter on the run.
Yep, it's straight in the brain at this point.
I agree. It's a feisty critter. Just a little further.
Volo tears the pick from your brain with a violent jerk. Your eye plops down into the mud.
Drat.
He pauses, looks down at your eye, and recoils slightly as it sinks into the mud.
What? I'm not dead? Just brain damaged?
There appears to be an amount of cosmetic damage.
A lobotomy?
Please, try not to overexert yourself. You're in a rather fragile state at present. I can't help but feel partly responsible. Perhaps there is something more I can do. Take this. A far superior relic to that old jelly you were chained to. Try it on for size. And, it was very nice to have met you. I'm sure you'll sort out your little brain problem one way or another. Far away from here, if you've a heart. Terribly sorry, my friend. Ta.